welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new around here, my name is Holly. I do videos on basically everything cross stitch. I was doing diamond painting and I may dabble into diamond painting again, but at the moment it's just everything cross stitch, samplers, full coverage, heids. So yeah, so if that's the sort of thing that you like, then please subscribe to my channel and join me on my journey. I have lots of people joining me on my journey, which is fantastic. So before I get started, Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful New Year and a wonderful Christmas. My Christmas was a little bit quiet. I am living in the States. For those of you that don't know, I live in the States. I'm obviously got an outrageous American accent, as you can tell, but no, I'm from the UK. So yeah, it was quiet. I spent it with friends. Those friends don't drink, which is fine. So it was very sober Christmas, which doesn't happen very often, especially in my household. But yeah, it was nice. Food is very, very different here. Food is so different here. So we have like a roast dinner on steroids at home. So a roast dinner plus like 50 extra veggies that you can like fit on your plate. One thing I found, that everything has like so much sugar in it. So I ended up having mac and cheese. Yeah, mac and cheese and this green bean thing with, I think it was made with like a chicken soup type thing. I think they call it a casserole, but it's a casserole. Is what we call casserole at home is totally different to what casserole is here. But they had ham. The ham was lovely, but I couldn't really eat much of it because it had brown sugar all over it and pineapple. And then there was this other dish that was a sweet potato with, like, I kid you not, like a centimetre of brown sugar and pecans all over it. And then broccoli covered in sugar. I mean, oh my God, it was just like I was like so much sugar overhaul. My body just didn't know what to do. And then when I first arrived, because we arrived with my friend and we arrived just after lunch, they said to me, this is before obviously I realised, they said, so Holly, nice to meet you. What would you like to drink? And I just didn't know any different. It's like the norm in the UK. If someone asks you what you want to drink, you say, I don't know, like red or white, you know, anything that's going. And they were like, oh no, we don't drink. I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was like, okay, what have you got? And they were like, well, we've got Fanta, we've got Coke, we've got Sprite. So not only was everything sugar with regards to the meal, everything drink was sugar as well. And I was just like, honestly, I felt like I totally and utterly like abused my body when I came out there. It was a lovely day and they were absolutely lovely people. But yeah, is that the norm? Like for a Christmas meal? Let me know, because I obviously I did go have a Christmas with friends last year, but they don't do anything that's like the norm anyway. So I never really know what is the norm. So yeah, let me know if that's kind of a normal Christmas meal for you. So it's so different to us, because when we have a Christmas meal, we'll have a turkey. Obviously you guys don't have turkey here because you have turkey at Thanksgiving, which is absolutely fine, but we'll have a big turkey. Mum generally makes like a turkey and another meat, so we'll have like a turkey and we'll probably have like, I don't know, either roast beef or you know, pork or something. But then we have like our roasted vegetables, which are, she does roast parsnips, roast potatoes, roast carrots. And then for the veg, we'll have like a sweet and carrot mash. We have peas, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. And we have these things called like pigs in blankets, which are little sausages, and they're wrapped in bacon, and they're really, really lovely. And we have Yorkshire puddings normally, because we're all like for the Yorkshire puddings. It doesn't matter what roast dinner we have it on, we have to have like Yorkshire puddings. But yeah, so that is basically, you know, our Christmas dinner. With, you know, we always have, I know it's not lamb, but we always have mint sauce as well, because it just goes without saying. But it's basically a massive roast dinner on steroids. You know, you might have 2 or 3 veg if you you know, have like a normal roast dinner with some roast potatoes and, you know, Yorkshire pudding and gravy. Obviously gravy is really important. I feel like and stuffing. We always have like stuffing, which is totally different to your stuffing here. So normally mum does like a sage and onion stuffing, and that's roasted as well. So but yeah, that is very different to your stuffing. So like I said, it's just so many vegetables and then like a couple of meats, and it's just, it's my favorite dinner in the world is a Christmas dinner. And we have crackers, and I tried to explain what crackers were, like not your Ritz crackers, but I tried to explain to this family that I went to what crackers were, and they are like, so you've got like two ends to it, and inside you have like a toy, and then normally, not when I say a toy, I mean like, you know, like a trinket or something. So, you know, someone might get a key ring, someone else might get, I don't know, a little pack of cards. I've had that. Depending on where you get them from the shop, depends on how decent, probably is a good word, those trinkets are. A lot of the ones that you get from like Asda, who are owned by Walmart, you know, the cheaper versions, they'll be like plastic things, but you obviously always get a Christmas hat. So every single cracker has a Christmas hat, so you have to pull the cracker, and basically whoever gets like the body of the cracker, they get to keep what's in it. And obviously there is a Christmas hat, and everyone wears a Christmas hat at Christmas. So it is very, very different. I mean, obviously I'm not at all am I disrespecting your traditions at all. I just wanted to know whether the food is that a normal thing for Christmas dinner, because obviously I've grown up in the UK all of my life, and every single Christmas has been a Christmas dinner, normal Christmas dinner. And then we have Boxing Day as well, which is something that you guys don't have. So we always have the next day off work, and then Boxing Day will be like either a turkey curry or ham, but it's way more, I would say it's like way more buffet food. Everyone is so stuffed after having Christmas dinner, and then you have for pudding, you have Christmas pudding, which is amazing. And if you're my dad, you have that with brandy cream, and I normally have it with just normal cream. My mum likes it with brandy butter, and so yeah, everything, like I say, everything is so totally different. But you know, it's just different, isn't it? It's not better or worse, it's just different. But yeah, so that was my Christmas. And then I got invited to my friend's house for New Year. She's a Brit, so there was plenty of alcohol. And she made sausage rolls. Oh my goodness. So I went to Walmart today to get some sausage roll meat to make sausage rolls, because they were amazing. Now, she made hers with bratwurst, which I find very salty, like incredibly salty. So I've got the flaky pastry. So it's basically flaky pastry, and how I'm going to make it is, my mum sent me some stuffing. The stuffing is dry until you put water with it. So she's sent me some sage and onion stuffing. I've got sage, sausage, meat, and I'm going to mix the two together. And then you put them in like a flaky pastry, egg wash it, whack it in the oven, and they're like amazing sausage rolls, and they're just so good. They're obviously not as good as Greg's, which is a bakery in the UK, which is everywhere, but anyway. So yeah, that was basically my Christmas. My New Year, I went to a friend's house. Obviously lots of booze there because they're Italian and Greek, which is lovely. I didn't drink. Well, I had like one or two very small champagnes with like mimosas with orange juice, because I knew the police were going to be everywhere, and I was there for like probably 6 hours, and I had 2 glasses of champagne, which is probably about this much champagne, and it was filled, you know, when I said to them about like doing my glasses, like make sure there's more orange juice than champers, and they're like, yep, that's fine. And then when 12 came, I just had a sip of champagne to say Happy New Year, and that was it. And then, you know, 12:30, 1:45, I drove home. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I was not anywhere near the limit, that I was obviously not, I don't need to be sent home, put it that way. It's such a struggle here anyway, that I just don't need any more complications, and drink driving is not something that I ever really get involved with. So no, it's all cool. It's all cool. So stitching, well, because we have had like all of that time, holidays spent with people, friends, things like that. I was at a friend's house for Christmas Eve as well, when we watched a movie. The first time I watched Elf, and the first time I watched The Grinch. Jury's still out on Elf. It's a bit of a crazy film. The Grinch, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of whoever plays the guy in it. I don't know what's his name. But anyway, so I just, yeah, and what is really funny is that my brother plays him so well, mannerisms and everything, like does it so well. And every single time that he was doing something, I could just see my brother in the film. It was so random. So random. Right, okay, so I am mumbling. Where is my tea? I swear I had a cup of tea here. Oh, one of my boarders has turned up and she's lunging a horse. That's fine. So after all that, my tea's now cold, which is great. Okay, let's talk about haul. The camera's that way, Holes. Okay, so it was my birthday month this month. I am 40. I've hit the 40 mark. And so I decided, because I was going to be spending my birthday on my own as well, that I was going to treat myself. And I bought these Iris, I kept calling them Isis, Isis stackable things. They're not Isis, they're Iris. 64 drawer, and I'll put a picture in here. There are 64 drawers. I bought 4 of them because I literally only have space for 4. I see this here, like all of my windows and my TV. I have no wall space. I was looking at doing like that wall Pilates thing. I have no walls in my RV. It's either all glass, all slide outs, or they're cupboards. So it's just like, I just don't have any space. All along here is, oh, I can see my cat giving me evils. All along here is just cupboards, and obviously I've got like that Kallax cupboard here. Along the back I've got my TV, and then I've got like my kitchen, and then on what I can see in front of me is all windows, and I've literally got a table and chairs, which is where I work at my desk, a massive long sofa, which is a pull-out sofa, so when my dad's over he stays over on that. There are no walls anywhere. And then in my bedroom I've got a slide out. All one wall is complete cabinetry and what do you call it, closet, and then on the other wall I've got basically a bathroom area. So again, I just literally don't have any space. So there is this one area next to my sink. I know this sounds really random. Next to my sink, oh, I'm just checking my builder isn't coming over. No, next to my sink and in between my window. So between my window and my sink, there is like a little area that I was able to put 4 of these things on, and they are up against the wall. They've been screwed into the wall. So I bought 4. So they're all 64 drawers. So far, I've done 1 full. I've organised my threads into 1 of them. I've got another 3 to go. But like I said, I just haven't had the time this month to do anything extra. I've got a lot of exciting news with regards to Arena and the other side of my business, which I'll talk about after. But for those of you who are only here for the stitching, which is absolutely fine, let's get started on some of that. So, hang on a minute. I was talking about haul. I've still got haul going. Sorry. It's going to be one of those days. I've had such a crazy week. So anyway, so I bought those. I bought 4 of them. The other thing I bought is, mate, I had a proper moment then. With those drawers, I wanted the labels to all be the same, and I needed also the 1 to 35 labels to go on them, so that, because I have Rose to Me 1 to 35, and then everything after, I think is it one from 150 going forward, I think it's CXC threads. So I bought, and they weren't cheap, these mini labels. They are, it says DMC, but these are from where are they from? Pip and Chip labels. They include the variegated. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My cat is trying to get in, so I might have to go and let him in a second. He's like falling off things outside. So these are the labels, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're really easy to peel off. Yeah, they're absolutely great. I love them. I'm sorry about the light. I think where the sun is like coming round at the moment, the light is going to be a bit dodgy for a while. So yes, so anyway, I got those. I also bought 4 packets of these. They all like 4 packets of these because there are a few new starts that I'm going to do. Not yet. I've got so much stitching at the moment that I just can't really do anything extra, to be honest. I'm not sure if I showed you these. I got some patterns. I might have shown you these last month, and if I did, I'm really sorry. So my friend Tara, who has the One Stitch at a Time cross stitch channel, she bought me a few. One is a cardinal, because obviously, you know, I love cardinals, and I've got a cardinal that comes round very, very often. He's still knocking on the window occasionally. This is one that I loved that she had, so I was like, oh my goodness, I love that. So she bought me that one. So when she asked me, because I originally had these 2 in my wish list. Oops, that's upside down. And she said, which one do you want? And I said, well, actually, I would love this one. So she said, okay, that's fine. So I went and bought this one. And actually, as it happens, she bought me both of them. So then I went back to the lady on Etsy and I said to her, it's cross stitch for everyone, by the way. I said to her, oh, is there any way that I can switch out sort of this one, because I've got 2 copies of it now, because my friends just bought one for me for my birthday. It's my 40th, very kindly, and now I've just bought it for myself, and I've now got 2 copies of the same thing. And she was just like really, really lovely, and she said, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, just she's been on the phone to me and she was really excited about, you know, getting you some bits. So yeah, just choose another pattern. So I chose this one because I think this is really funky and I love a bit of snow. But that means that I have 2 copies of this now. So I did go back to the shop owner and I said to her, can I do a giveaway? I've got a cross stitch channel and I would really like, if I've got 2 copies of it anyway, obviously I'm only going to stitch one, can I give the other pattern away? So I am going to do a free giveaway for this one. I'm going to sort out the details of that probably next month. I just need a little bit of breathing time this month because, you know, I've got my arena going in, I've got the launch for my other side of my business. I need to get all my accounting done for my business this month, ready for my tax return, my payroll tax return. So everything is all, like, this month is absolutely crazy busy right now. So I just need to get, as they say in the UK, my head out my arse. So I know what I'm doing and I have a little bit more time. So yeah, so just bear with me and I will sort out a free giveaway for that one. I also absolutely, I can't remember whose channel I was watching, and I came across this and she's doing it as well and it's absolutely lovely. So like the light's gone, see? Absolutely beautiful. I love it to bits. The original colours on this one was 939, which is fine for the bits in between. Can you see those lines in between the grids? So this is what's charted: 939, 930 for the blue, and 817 for the red, and then 762 for the bit in between, this bit here. Now I am going to be doing this on, and I've just ordered it as well, 32 count 2/2 sparkle snow fabric, and I've just ordered it from, where did I order it from? Wool Warehouse, which is where I normally order all of my sparkle snow from. And I had a look at 762. It's a bit of an odd colour because my fabric's white. This isn't gonna show at all. It almost looks like a slight light grey colour, which is fine because I know the Union Jack isn't grey. However, because there is an overlap on this. It's kind of like a shadow, so it doesn't really matter so much because it's overlapped, if that made sense. If it was just a, and also the other thing as well is you can't really see it, but in between you've got like white bits which haven't been stitched. Can you see that? So I worry that you're not going to get any, there's not going to be any definition if you just use like 762, which is basically just an off-white. You're not going to see the definition of the white areas. So I changed my mind, and I've kind of, I guess I've mixed some things up a bit. So now I've decided for the reds, I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, which is this colour, and this light is awful. I might have to, let me just pull this curtain. It might be a little bit better. That's better. So I've got no, yeah, so 3, 2, 1. It actually is like a darker, deeper redder. A darker, deeper red than that looks. That looks a little bit light, but it's actually quite a nice deep red. So I'm doing that red, and then I'm doing 3, 1, 2 for the blue, which is this colour. Again, it's, the light makes it lighter than it is, so it's a bit more of a deeper blue. And then for the grey, I'm doing number 2, which is a rose to me. So they're the 3 colours I'm using because I really do want the definition in the white to come out. Otherwise, it's just not going to come out very well. So that's what I've decided to do for that pattern. Okay, I think that is it for haul. Yeah, I think that's it for haul. So let's get on to some stitching. Right, I didn't add up how many stitches I did this month, but they're not amazing, I'm not going to lie. I epically failed this month purely because I just was so busy doing things. Oh my goodness. I only did 4,000 stitches. That's shocking. Oh no, I think I did more than that. Hang on. 753, 1021, 500, 1133, 550, 500, 510, 872. Okay, I've done 5,839, which is still shocking. Not amazing. All right, okay, so let's get into this then. I will talk about my plans and all my whip go boards at the end of this. Cats have been walking all over my desk again, which has got filthy footprints. Amazing. Okay, so this wasn't on my whip go board last month, but I just fancied working on it because I hadn't actually worked on it for a while. So the first one that I worked on is this Blue Rhapsody, and it is by Rosewood Manor, and I'm stitching this at Lindsay's at Cat Fur and Cross Stitch, I think that's her name. We are doing this in, God, what are we doing this in? Colour, not Dinky Dyes, I think they're Colours for You. I can't remember what dyes they are. Can't remember what threads I'm using for this one, but one is jeans, something jeans, and one is Delft blue or something like that. Anyway, so this calls for like a certain 2 colours, and we've decided to do different. So yeah, navy and sky is what this calls for, but yeah. So I'm stitching this on 32 count 2/2, and I don't know how many I've got NI. I was like, no idea, because I haven't got this in Pattern Keeper. It's one of these patterns which is just like, it's just in a book, so I have no idea how many stitches I've done. Probably a good 300-400 stitches maybe. Anyway, so yes, I am stitching this on a grey fabric. I think it's called Silvery Moon, and this is a fabric that I got from, I want to say Wool Warehouse. I tend to get all my stitching stuff, like fabric wise, from Wool Warehouse. But yeah, so this is where you saw it last month. And this is where I am at now. Yeah, so, gosh, originally, I think just this bit here was done. A little bit of this bit was done. And a little bit of my butterfly was done. So I've kind of carried it down here. I've carried it across, and I'm just finishing up the other butterfly, or the other wing of the butterfly. However, I really, really like how this is coming out. I think it's incredibly pretty. I love the variegation. Obviously the threads aren't variegated. So yeah, but you just get a variegation through it because obviously you're using sort of different color threads. But yeah, so 2 threads on that one, and I really, really love working on that one. It's lovely. So that is the first one. The second one, sorry, bear with, that I worked on was, this one was my, I'm going to do it in the order that I've got in front of me. So white was Full Coverage Fanatics colour this month, and unfortunately they're not doing Full Coverage Fanatics again. They're doing Full Coverage Fanatics but not the colour, so they're doing by numbers and things like that. Well, I kind of already do by numbers, so I've got together with someone and we're just going to make our own up. So yeah, so this month December was white, and this was what I chose because there is a hell of a lot of white. There's also a lot of red, but there's a lot of white in Santa. This one is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's the ornament Santa and Frosty, and the artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. And I am doing this on 20 count 1/1 full cross using CXC threads. So this is where you saw it last time. Hang on, bear with, I've got some things I've got caught up. Bear with 1 second. Okay. Right, this is like one of the only disadvantages to parking is that your threads get all jammed up. Especially if you've got some threads that are untangling from the sides of your material as well. Okay, so this is where you saw it last time, and this is where we are now. So you can't really see it, but I did a little bit more in here. I came over here and I worked on some of the reds. So the plan for this one is that where, you can't see it, but where this comes down, it's like another 2, what do you call it, 2 squares. So what I've done is I'm coming down here to the 2 squares, and I'm just going to be stitching along here all the way to the end and then coming back up. So I'm kind of going from top to bottom. Don't worry about this, I had a stain on it, so I kind of got it out with, and obviously it's taken my lines off. So it's not a problem, but all it's done is taken the lines off because I cleaned it, this area anyway, so it's not overly stained. But yeah, so that's what the plan is for this one. Obviously I always use gridded fabric because it's a lifesaver for me because I clearly can't count more than 10. So I've just found it a lot easier. I don't have to think about things, and I'm always checking. It's a great way to check that you are in the right place because, you know, for me, as soon as I get to the end of one of these squares, I always know where that symbol falls on in that square, so I know that that is in the right place. So I can tell how many it is from the bottom of the square and how many it is from the side of the square, and I always know that I'm in the right place. So for me, having gridded fabric is always a check throughout my stitching, It's just a double check. So that is that one. The next one I worked on is Henry. Where are you, Henry? Okay, Henry's hiding. Okay. So on my Whip Go, because Henry is quite bulk stitching, I put myself a goal of 500 stitches, and I didn't tell you what Santa was. So Santa, I did 500 stitches, and I am at 3.77% on that one. 3.77% on Santa and Frosty, 500 stitches. Yeah, so my full coverage fanatics every month is 500 stitches. So going back to Henry VIII, yes, because it's quite a lot of bulk at the moment, he's set at like 1,000 stitches a month. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs again. The artwork is by Hans Holbein. I am stitching this on 18 count 2/1. Yes, the fabric is gridded. I didn't do too badly on this one. I did 1,021 stitches and we're at 3.77% completion. So let me just sort out my threads. Okay, so this is where you saw it last time. And this is where we are now. Oh my goodness me, I've got the dropsies today, I can't see anything. Okay, so I might have to stand up for this one because I can't see anything. Right, so as you can tell here, I have stepped it down because I am trying to get all of my stitching exactly the same, looking really neat. So I mainly worked in this area here, and I just cleared up this area here. This is very difficult to do when I can't see what I'm talking about. So yes, I'm fully aware that I've got like a big area here that hasn't been stitched yet. However, I am just going to be going down and down and down and all the way down to here. So it comes down really nice, and then I'm just going to be going across. So that's basically the plan for this one. This has been stitched with CXC threads. I find the coverage so much better with CXC threads. I find them easier to work with. I find that personally, I find that DMC threads are constantly knotting all the time, and it drives me slightly potty. So yeah, I really like the coverage using CXC threads. Okay, so yeah, he's lovely, and I'm doing him on 18 count because I want a really, really nice big finished pattern, picture that I can put in display prize area in my haul. So that is the main reason for making him so big. Okay. So we've done Henry and we've done Santa. Ooh. The next one that I worked on is, and this was on my Whip Go as well, Crossword. This is a Long Dog sampler. That's who it's been charted by. It's called Crossword. And I absolutely love this. This is really, really beautiful. I have moved this onto a bigger Q snap. I'm doing this in two colours. One colour is 29, which is like an aubergine colour, like a dark aubergine colour. And the other colour I'm using is a 3041. And I just think that these are really beautiful colours and they complement each other really, really well. So I'm also doing this on the Silvery Moon fabric. I am stitching this 32 count 2/2, and this month I achieved 872 stitches. So again, let me just get all my bits in order, because I've just got bits and bobs everywhere on this. Bear with. Oh, I've also have a needle attached to this one. Okay. So let me just put my needle out through there. Okay, so this is where you saw it last time. And this is where, actually, let me just pop this in here. Bear with 1 sec. This is where we are now. Check that it's the right way up. Okay. So, oh my goodness, what did I work on? I think mainly this area here and this area. I think this was the main area that I worked on. I've got some extra squares in. I think HOP is different. I think this is all different. That isn't a mistake, I promise you. And it is driving me nuts. But apparently the second line of this is part to do with, like, you know, that pattern that goes in between. But it is throwing me massively that is only one line, because every single other square is 2 lines, and it's driving me slightly mad, but I'm hoping I won't see it when it's all done. I think this is also new as well, the T over here. So yeah, but yeah, I've put this on a 11x17 Q-snap just to give me a bit of extra space. So I'll probably work around this area and then through the top when I next work on it. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Really, really enjoy working on that one as well, because it's just so simple. Very easy and very simple. Easy and simple. Okay, dokie. So the next one I worked on, which was on my whip go as well, is Peacock Love. Now with this one I haven't, so, oh, hang on a minute, I didn't tell you what my, oh my goodness, didn't tell you what my percentages were. I wrote these down so I could tell you. So Henry VIII, I'm at 3.77%. Santa, I'm at, oh, they're the same, 3.77%. Blue Rhapsody, I don't know, because I'm not working on Pattern Keeper on that one. Crossword, I'm at, is that 18.42% or 8? I think it's 18.42%. And then this one I'm showing you now is Peacock Love, and I did 510 stitches, and I'm at 64.45%. So this one is another Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a quick stitch charted by, yeah, Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is Josephine Wall, part of a bigger design that she's done. I'm stitching this one on 18 count 2/1, which is really lovely, really. Also put this one onto a bigger Q-snap as well, because I wanted the whole of the, because it's not a huge piece, I just wanted the whole of the piece on in one space so that I can colour complete. And I think I've colour completed another 5 colours on this one, which is exciting. So I am stitching this one on 18 count 2/1. Again, I just wanted a slightly larger finished project, but I think in hindsight probably would have wished that it is on 20 count 1/1, because that is my go-to now. So this is where you saw it last month. And this is where we are now. So mainly in this area here. Like I said, I'm just colour completing at the moment, so it does look a little bit all over the place. So, like, you know, I've got some stitching down here as well. Yeah, it's just been I think I'm just finding it easier to colour complete, and I'm just, you know, I'm literally taking Pattern Keeper and putting my colours in order of how many stitches I've got left to do, and I'm just working down. I'm going complete, 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 and eventually I'll have a completed key. So it'll all be done, and I'll have a completed pattern. So yeah, that's really, really pretty. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that finished. That will get some colour in my RV, that's for sure. Okay, the next one I worked on is Bountiful Bookshelf. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do it the other way. Let's do it what I've got down here first, because it's going to be a bit easier. I mean, I did work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I worked on 9 projects this month, so it's just that the amount of stitching I do is minimal, isn't it? So it's about time. Ciro Marchetti. I like the original, but I really like the colour version of this. The original was just a little bit too brown for me. As you all know, I'm a colour girl. I love a bit of colour. Again, it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching this one on 20 count 1/1, and I did 550 stitches, and I'm at 0.87%. So this is what it looked like last time you saw it. And, oh, stay there. And this is where we are now. I've got something on there. Sorry, this is where we are now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to stand up for this one as well. I mainly was working 310 on this one. All through here, it's all 310. I think I just, because of my time, again, I didn't have a lot of time. So I was like, okay, let's just stick to one colour and get as much bulk colour done as possible. And I was just like, smash out the stitches on this one and then come back to the colour. So eventually I will do the stepping on this one, you know, normally I do 2 things at a time. So instead of going across, I'm going down in like a step action on this one. So yeah, that's where we are with this one, which is nice. It will be nice to work on a colour other than black, because black can be really quite depressing sometimes. So yeah. So the next one I worked on is Pink Peony. I did 1,133 stitches. 1.94%. It's not a lot really. This is charted by me. And I did this on threadbare. Pink peonies, like peonies are lush. They're like my favourite flower. I loved this. I only just managed to get it on Pattern Keeper last month, which is fantastic. It's so much easier to stitch with Pattern Keeper. I'm not getting lost. I know how many stitches done. I know like basically my percentages. So for me, it's just amazing. Again, I'm stitching this on CXC with CXC threads. This is my biggest project. Is it? No, apart from my Bountiful, this is my biggest project. This is like the next biggest project. So I'm going to see if I can lean this on here. So this is what it looked like last month. And this is where we are now. I'm going to have to stand up for this one again. As you can see, a lot of stitching down here. Again, I'm doing the same. So what I've done is I've gone down as far as when I start doing the stepping down here, that is as far as it's going to go for now. So that is the area that I've been stitching in mainly. 20 count 1/1 is what I'm stitching this on. Try and get you a nice close up. I know, like, people always like to see closeness. So yeah, that is, and the colours are stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. I love seeing this one come to life. I just absolutely love it because it really is just beautiful. And that is going to go in my bedroom on full display. I'll have a nice big wall, so that would be nice. Okay, the next one I worked on is Bountiful Bookshelf, which is this one. It is chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is an Amy Stewart design. Amy Stewart. So I love books. So this is one of the reasons why I've decided to do this one, and it's another one that's going to sit or be in a hall, probably on like the longer side of the hall because it is sort of lengthways. This is one that is driving me absolutely balmy with regards to framing situation, and I definitely just heard my needle crash to the floor. Fan bloody tastic. Okay, so by far this is the biggest one I've got. It's 999 by 700 and something, and I've got like 720 odd thousand stitches in this one to do. So I did, this wasn't on my Whip Go, and it wasn't on Full Coverage Fanatics, but the reason why I have worked on this one this month is because I really need to touch this every single month. Otherwise I'm going to be completing this in like 2000 and like, oh God knows, like in about 100 years time. So I did 753 stitches, not as many as I wanted. This one, when this one was out, it was like Christmas, New Year, you know, this happening, that happening. You know, there's other reasons why my stitching's been slow this month, which is, I will explain to you at the end of this video, for those that you aren't interested in what's going on in my life, which is absolutely fine. So yeah, basically, I just need to hit this one every single month, and if I do, I'll be happy. So I am stitching this one on 18 count 2/1. This is what it looked like last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. Okay, so for this one, it's mainly this book here. Now, I did say on my last video, and I am still, that I was going to go and do like, basically my Q-snap ends here, okay, so I can't get to any of that down there. So I was going to split this book in half and make sure all of the top half is done, and then obviously do this book here, and then I was going to move the Q-snap down, so I have to make sure that all of this book is done from top all the way to like probably there. And then what I can do is move the Q-snap up or down, whichever direction it is, so it gives me this area, and I can do this area. So that is still happening. However, what I found, and I don't know why, maybe it's because I've not used those colours yet and they are still in the stash for this project, but I've been trying to find the colours in the, I've got a so the storage for this is my DMC box with like bobbins. So all of the threads for this has been bobbinated. So these stitches here that haven't got anything in, I haven't got those threads. Either I've not got them, or I do and I've stolen them for another project, which isn't completely unlike me. So the plan with this one is that once I have got all of my threads organised, and I am going to also put all of the threads that I had for this in my organised drawer thing, which is up there, you know, those 64 drawers the plan for that is that, hang on, I'm on my microphone. It's so easy to just pull out like the drawers and just get a floss. I am finding it so difficult on the storage system I've got at the moment, which is those CXC bars that sit in the files, and then they've got like 3x8 baggies. All of my floss is in those baggies. It's not really working. It's an absolute ball ache because I've got to take out the plastic box, then I've got to rummage through and find out is the 729 on this rail, or is it on this rail, or is it, and it is in order, but it's just rummaging all the time. And then when I take it out, and then I have to unhook the little binder ring that's connected to the little baggie, because I can't open the baggie without taking off the binder ring. So then I open the binder ring, I open the baggie, I get my floss out, then I have to put everything together, then I have to attach it back to the thing, and then I have to put them back in, and they're a ball ache to get in as well, because I could do with 3 boxes, but I only have space for 2, so they're jammed. Then I've got to put my box back. Honestly, when I was like, right, I need to see if I've got this colour and this colour, I went straight up there, draw out, yeah, I've got 3 of them, or yeah, I've got 5 of them. Okay, I'll take one. Oh my God, it's just so much more simpler. And because they are facing away from the window, so they're not facing the front of the window, so the window is basically behind them, they're not going to get, and I haven't got a window the other side, they aren't going to get bleached or anything. So I think that is certainly what I'm going to take into consideration when I do my office. I'm going to make sure that where the floss storage is, or I might even, you know what, I might even put them up in my walk-in closet that I've got for my office, just so they're in a dark area and they're out the way. But you know what, I'd love them to be on display. I love that fact that they will all be on display, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but realistically you can't have the sun shining on them, because I'm sure it's going to bleach your thread, especially if they're there for months or years. So that was Bountiful. And then Goblet of Fire. This one was also on my, or was it? I think this one was on my Whip Go. Goblet of Fire, Donna Gels. Goblet of Fire, oh my goodness. Oh, Holly. Start again. Goblet Farm by Donna Gelsinger. This is very autumnal, very pretty. Really, really beautiful. I do enjoy stitching this one. It is very confetti heavy. That is my only downfall for it. I stitched 500 stitches on this. On a good 500 stitches on this. 1.86 is my percentage. Sorry, I've got such small writing, I can't even see my writing. 1.86%. Again, it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it looked like last time. And, oh, it's heavy. Again, this is another one on a really, really big frame. This is where we are now. So I can see through this one. Mainly I worked in this area here. Again, I'm trying to get, you know, the stepping action on this one, so it's nice and neat, and then we're just gonna go across. That's the main thing for this one. I'm stitching this on 20 count 1/1. Yeah, it's just, it looks so bitty at the moment, so it just looks such a mess. Once all these stitches here are all filled in. The problem being is that a lot of them are like 5 stitches, 2 stitches, 1 stitch, 4 stitch, and honestly, it drives me to distraction when I have to keep switching out flosses, especially when I don't do the is it not the pin stitch, but the loop stitch on this one, because I've only got one, because I only have one floss, one strand of floss. On anything that's 18, switching out threads is easy, it's fine, because you know I do the loop stitch start, so it's great. Do the loop stitch, bang, I chuck all the threads behind everything else, cut onto the next one. But when you're doing, I know you can do a loop stitch, but what I did found when I was doing the loop stitch with one thread is that they were getting it was becoming unstitched. So I don't bother with that now. Now what I do is I, you know, have a tail and then I just stitch my tail in. Just find that a little bit easier. But again, when you've got one stitch here, one stitch there, it becomes like really not enjoyable. A little bit, really not enjoyable. So that is everything for my stitching that I did this month. Not amazing. Let's talk about plans. For now, I'm just going to pause you for 1 second because I've just realised that I didn't bring all of the patterns with me. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So plans. Let's talk about plans for a minute, shall we? I have done this year. I have done 4 whip go boards. Now, I had 3 whip go boards last year. Okay, so just hear me out. This isn't completely crazy. I still have my whip go board for anything over 100,000 stitches pattern wise. I still had my whip go board for any patterns that are under 100,000 stitches, and I still have my whip go board for anything that is a percentage over. So this time I've decided to do 50%. Okay, now the only added one on this one that I've put in is a full coverage, a non-full coverage and sampler one, which actually, you know, isn't much of an issue. What I've done differently on the over 50% complete is I've worked out how many stitches I've got left on those projects and I've divided those by the months, and that's how many stitches I need to do in order to basically finish. I was going to turn the heating on a bit, sorry, to finish the pattern. So for example, the first one here is Peacock Love, and it says that I need to do 666 stitches. Now every single one that you see, 666 stitches, because when I do those many stitches on this project, on this project, I will have a completely fully finished project at the end of it. So Grey Space 2, I'm quite a lot on that one, so I've only got 338 stitches. So every single one I've got to do 338 stitches. Now with this whip go board, you will see that number 13 is not a free space. Number 13 is still, you have to stitch, you know, whatever number 13 is, or whenever 13 comes in. I do have free spaces in all 3 of the other whip go boards. Mind, free space is still there, so I can decide how I'm going to do, you know, whether I'm going to stitch a different project or actually, yes, I've met my goals. I'm just gonna, you know, just carry on and, you know, just stitch the same one. So, I mean, it really does depend on where I am, also where I am mentally as well, because I might just decide, you know what, I'm not going to stitch anything extra because I'm so busy. I've got so much going on. I'm going to use that free space I'm just going to chill. Now this month, when I write out what I'm stitching and when, I have also incorporated a couple of days to organize my threads. So that is definitely something that I want to incorporate. I also, because I've got so many projects going on at the moment, because I've got so much going on in my personal life, business life, you know, well, not personal life, but business life, I'm finding that the stitching isn't a chore yet, but on some days I am really struggling to make my stitch quota, and it's just putting a lot of pressure on me. There is certain things that come up business-wise that I have to deal with. There are certain things that, you know, I have to get done for a certain deadline, and those things I just can't juggle with. They're set deadlines. They've got to be sorted out. They've got to be done. So I am still doing my Whip Go board, but I'm doing it tentatively. It may just be that, you know, the projects that I've got that have got a bit more bulk, like All Hallows Eve, I've got that in as 1,000 stitches. I've also got Yellow Dahlia as 1,000 stitches. I may just have to come down on that a little bit, just so that I can give myself some breathing space. When I've done a full day's work and I've sat in front of my computer, sometimes the last thing I want to do is do some stitching. I need headspace. I need my head. I've got such a headache that I cannot stitch when I've got a headache. So it's going to be a very play it by ear situation this year, sorry. So this month, what was pulled was number 9 and 22, I do believe. So for my over 100,000 stitches, we have already just seen this one. Number, oh no, it isn't that one. Number 9 is Yellow Dahlias. So this is a favourite of mine. I absolutely love it. I did steal a couple of days, you know, 1 and 2, the first and the second were, or actually just the first, I think it was like first 4 days of January was supposed to be Dahlia, which is this one. Is by Cavaleris. It's chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. I absolutely love this one. But for me to be able to get my quota stitching, or a decent amount of stitching in for Bountiful Bookshelf, I did steal a day from this one. I don't think I'm going to need, you know, that many days. I've got to do 1,000 stitches. Whereas last year I would have said, right, you've got to do 500. But again, it's about making progress on my projects. I'm feeling that because I've got so many projects, I'm not making any progress on them. I mean, I am. When I look at, you know, last year's to this year, when I do my whip parade, which probably be next month, you know, you can see a lot of progress in there. But when you're doing it, you don't feel like you're making any progress. It's just funny. It's a funny one, isn't it? So I've got to do 1,000 stitches on that one. Number 22 is Delightful Waltz. This is a nice one because this is one that I've not seen for a while. Now, I've put down there 500 stitches, which is fine. This is Artisy, and I got the large one of this one. Leonid Afremov is the artist for this one, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just love the colours in this. This is going to go in my full display in my office, so I can just sit and look at it because it's just beautiful. So that is definitely one that I'm looking forward to doing. So I've got to do 500 stitches on that one. What is under 100,000 stitches, I need to do 500 stitches on ornaments, a stitch's time. This one is a Heaven and Earth design, chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's by Amy Stewart, part of the bigger one stitch at a time, and it is chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. I think I've just said that. So I've got to do 500 stitches on that one. The Enchanted Snowman, I have to do 500 stitches on this one. This is Donna Gelsinger. The Enchanted Christmas Snowman. Again, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs by Donna Gelsinger. I do love snowmans. So, looking forward to doing that one. And then my non-full coverage is Blue Rhapsody, which you've seen. is this one. I've just put Blue Rhapsody in there. I haven't put a stitch count because I can't count my stitch count really. So that's for that one. Resistance is Futile. I've said that I was going to do 1,000 stitches on this one because it's a monogamous. Is that the right thing? Like colour. The colour's the same colour. No switching of colours or anything. Long Dog Sampler. I'm doing this one in colourway 917. So that should be easy to get 1,000 stitches in that one. Resistance is Futile. And then my next one is over 50%, which is Bookshelf. This one came up twice. So Bookshelf, New Dream Stitch. I got this from Etsy. Absolutely beautiful. Actually, let me show you something on this. 1 second. So I am an avid reader, which is the reason why I got this one. And although this isn't the only one I've got, this is the only one I've got here. So this one is A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol. This is not obviously included in this, but this is a Penguin cloth band classic. And this is what they look like. And they are very pretty. There's like 300 odd books that are in this design, and it is my plan to get them all one day. So yeah, really lovely, so pretty, isn't it? Don't you think it's gorgeous? So yeah, that's one that I'm reading at the moment, just because, you know, I've watched it 50 billion times over Christmas and I just love reading it. I love Charles Dickens. So yeah, they are called Penguin Cloth Band Classics if anyone's interested. So I have to do 2,000 stitches on that one because it's come up twice this month. We will see, we will see. So that's kind of where I am for my plans for this month. That's what I'm doing. Right, let's talk business. Let's talk about what we've got going on in the world of Holly. So my arena guy is out there at the moment, still doing the arena. I will put some pictures in. But it was discussed probably about a week before Christmas that he really would recommend that I put a sub base down rather than just. So at the moment, what I did plan on doing for, you know, for expense as well, what we did plan on doing is having it graded, then having a membrane put down, a permeable membrane, no, a non-permeable membrane, because it stops like plant life coming through. And then I was just going to put like I've got fine sands and masonry sands going down. So he persuaded me to put 3 inches, at least 3 inches of M10, a sub base down. So now so it's been graded. Now I've got a non-permeable membrane, and then on top of that I've got a sub base of M10. And then on Thursday, because it is Tuesday today, on Thursday I have got my surface arriving for my arena. So I need 333 tons of surface, arena surface, because it's basically Olympic size. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I'm looking out here because I can see my surface and I can see him working. So at the moment, what he's doing is he's putting the kickboard. So my M10's gone down. He has got this massive compactor roller thing that's huge. I mean, the roller is like the size of a train. It's massive, and it's like a ride-on roller. It's incredibly heavy, and so he's compacting the M10 at the moment. Then he's putting the kickboards around the edge of my arena, and then the surface is coming in, so he'll be distributing the surface, and then we are ready to go. We've got a working arena that's ready to be ridden in, which is so exciting. And then the next thing is barn. So yes, it is taking a long time. It has to be done in stages. It has to be done in stages because financing has to be, you know, available. It's just the way it is right now. I'm not, for my visa, I'm not allowed a loan. I'm not allowed a mortgage for the business, which is a bit of a nightmare. So, I mean, I bought the land under my name. The land has been bought under my name. So Holly Vernon owns the 83 acres that I've got a mortgage on. I had to put like 90 grand down. So we put down 40%, even though they said to us that they would only require 25%, which is what was another thing that really, it didn't help us financially at all. Add the fact that everything is five times more expensive than we originally budgeted for, plus the extras that have been added in. Like, we weren't going to do the sub base, but now the sub base, that was another like 11 grand. I mean, we just got to find another 11 grand, you know. It's just, yeah, it's a nightmare. So for business reasons, I'm not allowed to have a loan under HV Equine. I mean, I guess I could get another mortgage under my name, but I'm already paying over £1,000 a month on a mortgage, and quite frankly, I just don't want loans coming out my backside. You know, I'd rather try, and yes, it might take a little bit longer, but if I can get this whole facility up without a loan, I'm going to be so much better off financially. And, you know, and that's where we are. So yes, it's taken a little bit longer, but we're going to get there. We will get there. We can sign off, you know, at the end of this, we can sign off the arena, and that's done. So yes. In other news, I have finally got my labels for my tubs back. For my turmeric, I am bringing out a turmeric business for horses. I'm really sorry about the glare, I can't do anything about that. These are premium labels. I paid extra for them, so they looked hot. There's no point in your product looking crap on the shelf. So these will be going out. That is my logo, HV Equine, that's me. And that's where we are. Made in USA. Made in USA, which is exciting. So this is the other side of my business that is going to be launching probably next week. I have pretty much got everything ready website wise. I've got the shipping sorted out. I've got the payment side sorted out. What I need to do now is just get a couple of friends to be the guinea pigs and order it. I can see where I get my orders on the system and things like that, and how I arrange pickup for delivery and things like that. So they will, they'll get a massive, I'll give them like 50% off, because they all want it anyway. So I'll give them 50% off, purely, the other reason is that they've got to pay shipping now, because I just want to see how the whole process works. So yeah, this is really exciting. So I bought out a small one because not every single horse likes turmeric. It's turmeric and black pepper. You have got to have the black pepper because it makes it, the body doesn't absorb it as well without the black pepper. So if anyone actually buys it and they say, oh, you know, for their horse and it's 100% turmeric, don't bother. You need the black pepper for it to be absorbing in the body. So yeah, I was going to say something and I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, so I've got my shipping sorted out. I've got my payments sorted out. My friends are going to be my guinea pigs so I can see how everything works. My website has been encrypted, so it's all the payments stuff on there is 100% safe. And that's it then. I've got all my turmeric, I've got all my black pepper, I've got all my tubs, I've got all the scoops, and we are ready to rock and roll. I'm waiting for a 6-foot table. It's like a, I guess you'd call it a, like my mum had a table similar to it when we had the house and she was wallpapering the house. It's like a wallpaper table, but it's really long and it's plastic and it folds up. So I've decided that the turmeric side of it is going to be done down in the office downstairs. So I bought a big table. I bought overalls because this stuff is a real nightmare if it spills everywhere and it gets on clothes and things. What else have I got? I've got gloves. So those like plastic latex gloves that doctors and nurses wear. I've just ordered a big, so I do everything by cup measurement, and obviously cup measurement and then weight, because the weight has got to be what the weight is on here. But I've just ordered another measuring thing that's like two cups. So hoping that the process of filling the tubs will be a little bit quicker. What else did I buy? I bought something else. Oh yeah, and I also bought like a cover sheet to go on the floor in case there's any spillages and things like that. Plus some really big bins for the turmeric to go into. So that's basically where we are. And so yeah, hopefully next month I will be able to come back to you with regards to sort of how many of these I've sold. I'm not sure how it's going to go. It's either going to go mental or it's going to fall on its place and die, in which case I've got 500 labels, 100 tubs. Oh my goodness. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I've got, you know, every single state in the United States that I can go on to, what do you call it? You know, Facebook groups and things like that. I'm going to do a Facebook advert that pops up every so often, so, you know, people know about it. There are plenty of, I've got to probably be out, in all the groups I'm in, there's probably about 200,000 people in those groups. So I think I'm good. But we will see. So I always feed my horse turmeric. It's, you know, she actually had a cough back end of last year, and she wasn't on it because I couldn't get it anywhere. Like, I wasn't spending $97 on a tub of turmeric for my horse, which is like really small. I'm just not doing it. So this is $45 for a £5. I think it was it £3? It was £3 for $97. Well, for $45 you get £5 of this one, and you, on the other one you couldn't try it. Obviously turmeric is turmeric. My horse is a gannet, so she'll eat anything and everything put in front of her. But it's not palatable to every single horse, so that's why we've got the small one. So I've got a feeling these might actually fly out the door quicker than these. And then I've got plans to make to do like a £3 or £5 bag, basically refill, so you don't have to buy a tub every single time. With a bit of luck, shipping will be a bit cheaper for people as well, even though, you know, these are coming out at like $6 for shipping, which actually is quite reasonable. You know, I really despise buying something for like $45 and paying $12 in shipping, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, that's what I do at the moment. My horse is on Immubiome because she's got skin cancer, a form of skin cancer, and it's $60 for a tub that is about this big. I kid you not. And it's half full. It's half full. When these are filled up to the weight they're supposed to be, obviously I need to leave a little bit at the top for the what do you call it? Scoop. Obviously I've got to be able to get the scoop in. But my turmeric is like filled to the top. You don't open up my turmeric my turmeric tub. It is like, so it's filled. You see that line? That's actually where the turmeric comes to. And then I've got my scoop that goes on top. When you open up my tub, it's full. It's a full tub of turmeric, not half a tub. So I'm paying like $60. And and I get half a tub. That maddens me. That really bugs the hell out of me. On top of which, I've got to pay $12 for shipping. I mean, I'm not being funny, but they've taken the biscuit. I do not want to be that person. I do not want to be seen as to be, you know, taking advantage of my clients. My clients will get it for $35. They're sports massage clients. And they'll save on shipping. So they get $10 off, plus they will save on shipping because they're my clients. So every time I go and see them, I can drop them some turmeric. So, you know, I look after those as well. But, oh my goodness, it's just absolutely crazy how much things cost here. It is what it is. But, yeah, it is. There is nothing worse than opening a tub that's cost you a fortune and it's half full. So anyway, other than the arena and the turmeric, yeah, I think that's kind of pretty much it. I've been on, oh my gosh, it's been an hour and 20 minutes almost. So yeah, I'm just really, really busy, you know, doing things every single day. Oh, also, I didn't decide to do this. This is my friend who I go to church with. And the other day, she was like, oh, so what do you think of a triathlon? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't really think anything of them because I would never do one. And she's like, well, so I've just signed you and me up to do a mini triathlon in Ocala in Florida on the 30th of March. And I was like, you what? So, yeah. Not only have I got all of this going on as well, I'm having to also train for a triathlon. So this triathlon is a half a mile swim, followed by a 14-mile bike ride, followed by a 4K run. No, 5K run. So it's half a mile swim, followed by a 14-mile bike ride, followed by a 5K run. Now, I went to the gym. We've signed up for a gym. We've got a gym that's Planet Fitness, brilliant, $10 a month, fantastic. And then there is a pool about 40 minutes from here, which isn't too bad. We can just go and use the pool, go out to lunch, make a day of it type thing. But this is where I'm having to put in the extra time. So it takes time to travel 20 minutes up the road, do an hour in the gym, hour and a half in the gym, travel 20 minutes down. Before you know it, like half my day's gone. And I try and only work until sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I have the rest of the time as my time. That's not been happening lately. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday gym. When I come back, so I do the horses first, then I go to the gym. And because I've got SheFit, honestly, if you want a really, really decent sports bra, I just bought 2 SheFits and they're amazing. I got the high impact ones because I'm quite large. So I can wear them riding as well, which would be fantastic because it means that I'm not going to be knocking myself out when I'm doing rising trot. So yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do my horses, go to the gym, and then I'm going to do 1,000. I've got, I think you call it jump rope. We call it skipping. So I'm also going to do 1,000 skips just to get some fitness up. I've been doing that lately the last couple of days and I actually don't find it at all a problem. And then the Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to do office. And then I'm just going to have like the weekend off. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's going to be my plan going forward because I need to have a decent amount of my turmeric, you know, in boxes ready to ship. I don't want to be faffing when I've got 10 orders coming through. I don't want to be faffing with doing, you know, 10 turmerics. When they come in, I want to make sure that they're ready to go out the door. Because one big thing as well is shipping. So, you know, that supplement that I order, which I actually need to order some today, it's run out. It takes like 6-7 days sometimes to get to me, and they're only in Virginia. And I think it's, honestly, I think it's because they don't send it out for like 4 days, 5 days. And, you know, it does make a difference if you get something quick. It really does. You don't have to wait like a whole week for it. I know patience is a virtue, but this world is becoming a very instant world, and I think people's expectations are getting so much, you know, higher, so that when they don't receive something within 2 or 3 days, you know, it's like, well, what's going on? Amazon Prime hasn't helped. At home, everything in Amazon, and actually in some cases, I've had things delivered the same day. So I've ordered something in the morning, Amazon, and I've had it by the afternoon. Certainly in Amazon, everything is next day. Everything you order is next day. It will be on your doorstep next day. So we're turning into a very instantaneous world, aren't we? That our expectations are way higher than they used to be. Gone with the time where, you know, you used to order something and it would be delivered by Royal Mail, and it might take 5 days to get to you. Now everything's couriered, where it's like, you know, next day delivery. So, but with that company that does my supplement for my horse, they're the slowest company in the world for shipping. So, and it does bug me, which is why I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that business that people are going, oh, you know, it's working for my horse, but shipping's really slow. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is it, really. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next month, when it'll be the 1st of February. Oh my goodness, this year's flying by. 1st of February, and I think hopefully then January is the coldest month for me here. It's not been so bad lately, but the nights are cold because I can't have loads of fires going on, you know, because I'm petrified this place will go up. So nights are cold, and yeah, they're not fun, but it is what it is. So yeah, anyway, have a lovely rest of the month. Have a great time stitching. Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year to every one of you. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.